Abu Saeed.
Will carry out the execution of death row inmate Marcellus Williams tomorrow night. A last-minute appeal played out in the state's highest court today. Fox 2's Jeff Bernthal reports from Jefferson City, where attorneys for both sides made their case before the state's high court.
In addition to the efforts here at the Missouri Supreme Court in Jefferson City, attorneys for Williams are also pleading to the United States Supreme Court. Marcellus Williams has maintained his innocence. He was convicted of the 1998 murder of former St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter Felicia Gale. Investigators said Gale was stabbed 43 times inside her University City home. Prosecutors argued Williams stole a laptop and other items. A lack of DNA evidence raised doubts. A board of inquiry established by then-Governor Eric Greitens was tasked with examining the case, but was dissolved under current Governor Mike Parson, prompting an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court that Williams was denied due process. On Monday, attorneys for Williams argued before the Missouri Supreme Court that the prosecutor at trial struck a juror because they were black.
He said the quiet part out loud. He admitted that there was actually a racial component here, and that is unconstitutional.
Williams' attorneys say previous court rulings came before this latest revelation.
When the trial prosecutor was subjected to cross-examination, he admitted unequivocally that he struck a juror in part because he was a young black man with glasses.
Let me correct some things. The prosecutor was not cross-examined. He was their witness. He was examined on this point on direct.
An attorney for the state argued there's not enough evidence to delay the execution and that the prosecutor's words were taken out of context.
What did he say when asked directly, did you strike someone partially, was part of your reason for striking someone because he was black? He said, no, absolutely not.
St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell, who was not the prosecutor at the time of Williams' conviction, has raised questions not only about the conviction, but also about his guilt. Reporting from Jefferson City, Jeff Burke.
Hello, welcome to episode 107. And this one I'm entitling The Execution of Innocence. Due to the recent execution held by the state of Missouri against one Marcellus Williams. For nearly 20 years, Mr. Marcellus Williams lived under the threat of the death penalty for a crime he didn't commit, for a crime that he has always maintained his innocence and asserted his innocence, for a crime that was supported by physical and biological evidence that he didn't commit this crime. Mr. Williams was not the source of the bloody footprints found at the crime scene, nor the unknown hairs that was left behind in 2006. DNA test proves that he wasn't the source of DNA left on the murder weapon. The DNA belongs to an unknown male, but yet the court has not even considered all this evidence, which they can sign and write and set Mr. Williams free. For decades, he languished on death row, putting his appeals, praying for Allah's mercies upon him. In 2017, on the eve of Mr. Williams' scheduled execution at the time, Governor Eric Griffiths provided some hope for justice when he appointed a board to investigate and weigh in the evidence and make a recommendation as to whether he should be afforded a new trial or set free. He has the power to use the clemency powers to overturn Mr. Williams' conviction or reduce his sentence. That hope was dashed last June when Governor Mike Parsons improperly dissolved the board. They couldn't finish the work District Attorney Andrew Belling had put in prior to Mr. Williams' execution date. This is just a fallacy. If it's a travesty, it's disgusting that a man loses his life with all the evidence is pointing that this man is innocent. He didn't and could not commit this crime. Even the victim's family didn't want the man put to death. Even they wanted the case reopened and looked over again and investigated again. The prosecutor's office filed a motion for review at St. Louis County Circuit Court to overturn Mr. Williams' conviction. Providing a long-awaited avenue for all the evidence of Mr. Williams' innocence to finally be heard. So the prosecution itself the people that wrongfully put the man in the prison put in an appeal to have the man conviction overturned. You have the prosecution, you have the victim family, and all the evidence staring and pointing you in your face saying that this man could not done this. But yet still, you put the man to death. You unalive the man. Yet still, you still went through with execution. This is disgusting. This is really disgusting and a miscarriage of justice. If I'm his family, I know it cannot bring him back. So we're not trying to define that or getting that anymore because it's not going to bring him back. He's in the law's hands now. I would sue the state of Missouri, the district attorney office for the county of St. Louis, for all that I can. I was going to sue the Court of Appeals. You had the prosecutor himself who had this man convicted saying, listen, overturn this conviction. There's not enough evidence. New evidence is surfaced that this man and proving that this man is not the perpetrator of this crime. But yet and still, you're still putting him to death. Still putting him down. Still unalived him. This is just, it saddens me and depresses me that our system of justice is rendered to, they're supposed to render justice to people. Actually have blood on their hands for taking a man's life. I like to say to the victim's family, God bless you all for your loss. And I know it's difficult for y'all too, because you still lost someone. And the person that did it hasn't been brought to justice. I also would like to say to Mrs. Marcellus Williams' family and Mr. Marcellus Williams himself, rest well, brother. You in the arms of Allah now. And to his family, it's difficult to say to be strong, but remember the good memories and the good times that you spent with him. To the state of Missouri, I'm speechless right now. I don't know what I want to say with y'all. It wouldn't be nothing nice right now. This was a total travesty. A miscarriage of justice that y'all perpetrated on one of y'all citizens. I understand wanting to get the person that unalived the victim. Understand that. But this is disgusting. Rest well to the victim. Rest well, Mr. Marcellus Williams. Oh boy. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, I want to give a shout out to Abu Saeed. He does the music for my outros and intros. Anybody want to get in contact with him for music wise or anything? Abu Saeed. Facebook, Instagram. Thank you.
Abu Saeed.